Dear students, a warm welcome again. Yes, a warm welcome, because from this session onwards, we are going to start a little bit portion of practical questions. Yes, as I said in my last lecture, now we are starting converting our rules, converting our theories into practical session. Okay, today what we are going to do is very important, because it is just the beginning of that conversion of theory into practical. So please do take care. At least for next 3-4 sessions, 100% concentration. First, second, day-to-day timely practice. Here timely practice does not mean that you do homework at once. Okay? What do we mean by timely practice? Timely practice is nothing else. What we personally believe, timely practice means we must do practice until our concepts will be very clear. Okay? તમારા concept clear થાય ત્યાં સુધી તમારે practice ચાલુ રાખવી જોઈએ. If you do it at once, if your concepts are not clear, you just put it aside. That is not the way to do work when a new subject is there, when we are doing something new for the first time. Okay? Today, I took this question from textbook. That is illustration number 1. It's given on page number 26 as well as 27. 26, 27. Okay? This is the page number. But what we want to do and what they have done. See, they also give an answer. Now onwards you can feel what is the difference between normal and something special. Yes, we are always believing in giving you something unique, something special, add-on bonus, toppings, whatever the word we may use. But it's different than the others, and that's why we are creating our enhancing value. It's given on page number, starting from page number 26, ended on 27. They gave you 11 transactions, but in the answer given to you in your textbook, they just bifurcate these transactions in economic or non-economic only. See, that is very, very, very easy. It's extremely easy. Why? Just because in non-economic transaction, nothing exchanged. Nothing exchanged. What do we mean by nothing? Goods, services, assets, or money. Nothing exchanged. Just we made some plan. Just we received an order. So exchange of words. But goods, assets, services, money, nothing exchanged between two parties. Okay? So, to understand whether it's an economic transaction or non-economic transaction is a matter of joke. It's a matter of joke. It's extremely simple. So, we are not going to have the answer with that bifurcation. Okay? What we want to do is to get clarification of cash or credit transaction. Is that clear? So, the table we are going to prepare is not having economic, non-economic, but if non-economic, no subtype is there. So, we are going to write non-economic. But if it's an economic transaction, we are going to write in our answer whether it's a cash transaction or a credit transaction. And with the rules. Yes, the rules which I discussed, which I recommend to write at least twice. One in your, obviously, the diary or book which you are going to preserve for longer time, and the second, that is in your classwork. Is that okay? Sure. So now let's going to continue with the numericals. Not exactly numericals, but somewhat a partial portion of that. I already got the transactions also. So you are also going to have the same format in your classwork. See, these all things you are not going to write in your diary. These are classwork only. Whenever some rules are to be there, whenever some rules, some special matters I am going to discuss, at that time it is important to write in your diary also. For example, as I said, type of transaction and its rules. Now next, in the diary, you are supposed to write type of accounts and its rules, which we are going to discuss further in next session. Okay? Page number 26 of your textbook. Transactions are given to you. Here, the instruction is somewhat like that. Describe whether the following transactions are economic or non-economic and clarify the reason for it. We are not going to follow the same instructions because for non-economic we are going to write non-economic, but for economic transactions we are going to write the type, subtype, that is cash or credit, and we are going to write the reason which we discussed yesterday. Rules of cash or credit transaction. Identification, yes. Okay. Let's start. First one. Asset purchased for rupees 10,000. Asset purchased for rupees 10,000. Type of transaction, cash. Why is it so? Why is it so? Because the word purchased says that something exchanged. Okay? And when exchange is there, always it's an economic transaction. In economic transaction, whether it is cash or credit, here opposite party's name is not given. So why it is cash transaction? What is the rule behind it? What is the reason? Party's name is not given. Here please do take care. Even in last session also I said, whenever we are using the word party's name, it always reflects opposite party's name. Is that clear? Good. Any problem? See, after 3, 4, 5 transactions, you may feel like that. That it's extremely easy. Yes, it is easy. But don't be overconfident. Don't be overconfident. It takes just 1 second to fall down. Havamana vichata. Okay? Just one thing. If you want to be 100% sure, just one thing. Do more and more practice. A very good quotation is that successful people never do so many things. They do one thing so many times. Successful people never prefer to do so many things. ઘણી બધી જુદી જુદી વસ્તુઓ થોડી થોડી કરે. They are not doing it. They prefer to do one thing so many times. તમે 10 different questions થોડાક શીખો. Instead of that, you solve one question 10 times. Just an example. Obviously, the concept becomes very clear. And then for the remaining 9 questions, because one question you solve for 10 times, the remaining 9 questions becomes very easy for you. Or else, what happened? You solved first question, not getting clear things. Switch to second, still not happy. Switch to third, little bit. Switch to fourth. So at the end, not a single question is completed. And you waste so many time. So much of time you wasted. But instead of that, for one question only, you do very much. You do it for 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times to get the concept clear. Once the concept becomes clear, the remaining 9 questions becomes a joke for you. It will be very clear within very short time. Okay? So, after solving 4 or 5 transactions, if you believe that this is very easy, please, it is easy, but don't be overconfident. You continue doing more and more practice. Okay? So for the first transaction, asset purchase, the word purchase says exchange, and exchange is their economy. Because partisan is not given, it's a cash transaction. Second one, asset purchase from Radha for rupees 12,000 on credit. Here party's name is given, but we are not going to focus on it. The word credit is given. The word credit is given. That clearly shows it is a credit transaction. Word credit is given. Is that clear? Do take care. Don't copy from the textbook because they bifurcated just economic and non-economic. We are doing some advanced study. Okay? So if I told you, if I say for example, if I give you some word and if you're just copying from textbook, 100% it will be wrong. Because I am instructing you to do bifurcation for cash and credit. And if you are copying from textbook, here the textbook is there. You can check the textbook on this page, what are they given to you. You can also check it. The bifurcation is economic or non-economic transactions only. Okay? We are not going to do the same. Okay? Here, in this textbook, this column, number will remain same. Transaction will remain same. But here, in this, we made cash, credit, somewhat like that. Okay? And in reason, we are adding rules for identification of transaction, which we discussed in last session. At the same time, it's extremely important for future also. So here for second transaction, word credit is given, so it's always a credit transaction. Third one, assets sold for rupees 20,000. Again, the word sold is given. That shows it's an economic transaction. An economic transaction always cash, credit or others. Here, party's name is not given. Party's name is not given. Opposite party, yes. So again, it is a cash transaction because the name is not given. Name always means opposite party's name. Okay. Next, fourth, assets sold to Meera on credit for rupees 22,000. Again a credit transaction. Why is it so? Because the word credit given. Is it okay? Now, let me inform you one more thing. One more thing. Here, in this transaction, fourth transaction, if I remove, just temporarily I am removing it, again I am going to write, I remove the word on credit. So the transaction is becoming like this. Assets sold to Meera for rupees 22,000. Which type of transaction is this? Cash or credit? Just go through the rules. Identification of transaction. It is a credit transaction. It is a credit transaction. So the type of transaction will remain same. But here the word credit given is not perfect. So what I have to write? What I have to write? Party's name is given. Party's name is given. Is it clear? And no clarification of cash or check. But here the word, okay. One more thing. Here, if I remove the word Mira also, see from one transaction we are making 2-3 different transactions. If I remove the word Mira also, then what will happen? Assets sold to assets sold for rupees 22,000. Now what happened? The transaction, now we have to say it is a cash transaction. It is a cash transaction. Why? Because we are selling assets, but party's name is not given. I am just explaining that on the basis of few details, we have to check the transaction and then we can confirm. Let's again do the same transaction to Mira on credit. Okay, I wrote it with little bit different color just so you can come to know that if I remove on credit, here the rule will change. If I remove to Mira on credit, instead of credit, it becomes a cash transaction. Okay? If you also jumble the words, if you also change the words and can change the type of transaction, if you do this kind of practice in your own way, always you will be a leader. Because leader always thinks in their own way. And if they succeed, then there are lots of followers. But the benefit is, if they failed, they only knew it. That is wrong. Because they are doing by their own. તમે આ ટાઈપની પ્રેક્ટિસ કરશો from one transaction convert into another one. If you do practice by your own, even I cannot come to know whether you are doing it or not. But if you succeed, you can show it to me. Definitely I'll appreciate it. Is it okay? I always believe, and I knew it. I can give you examples of so many students who secured say 60-70% in 10th, and in 12th they secured 85+%. Why? Because they started taking initiatives. See, in 10th they were not dull. They were dull nota. 10th ma, the student who secured 60-70%, they were dull no. But they were studying the same subject since almost first, second standard. Same subjects like maths, like science, like SS, like this English, Gujarati, every subject. So after 10 years, maybe possible, they are just taking that subject into granted that we are learning this subject since long. So there is no need to give 100% concentration. Even they may feel a little bit overconfident and not doing any experiments. A simple example. For two languages, Gujarati and English, always I used to say you must work regularly, you must work hard to improve your grammatical power in the language subject. Yes, but unfortunately, Gujarati normally is a mother tongue. English, we used to study since 8, 10, 12 years. So we are not putting wholehearted efforts. Direct, indirect speech since 3, 4, 5 years. Active, passive voice since 3, 4, 5 years. So what we believe, there is no need to do practice. But actually, you are losing marks in language subject only. I can show you so many mark sheets where in accounts, person secured 9900, statistics 9900, economics 95 or so, in organization of commerce and management 96, 95, SPCC 1 93, 95. In all 5 subjects, the average is approximately 97. Commerce subjects. In Gujarati 65. In English 69. So the average of these 2 subjects is 67, and remaining 5 subjects is 97. The gap of 30 marks per subject. So overall 60 marks no gap થાય છે કારણ કે બે સબ્જેક્ટ 67 ની એવરેજ છે. It's a mathematical way. But 60 marks તમારા reduce થઈ જાય છે divided by 5 subject you secure more marks. એટલે actually you should secure 97% of that 5 subjects, but 60 divided by 5, 12% તમારા ઘટી જાય છે. So your net average will be 85% only. Why? Due to these 2 subjects. In one of the session, I will give you with name that this student of our institute secured these marks. So, on the basis of this example, what I wanted to tell you is, you also try to jumble the words, you also try to make some experiment, so you can come to know which words are important and through which word we are getting type of transaction. Here the word credit is given. If I remove this, due to name is given, it's a credit. If I remove the entire one, it becomes a cash transaction. Because party's name is not given. Okay? Next one. Rupees 8,000 paid for wages. Here, it's a cash transaction. Can apply 2 rules, any of one. The most advisable is what I write, but still, here party's name is not given. You can say. But if I write then party's name is there. Still it's a cash transaction. Why? Because word paid is given. Is it okay? Word paid, special word is given. Third rule of cash transaction. Is there any problem? Here, in actual exercise, 2A is not given. So I am also removing that particular word. Clear? I just got it to make you clear, to make you aware that if party's name is given, then also because the word paid is given, it is a cash transaction. Paid word suggests exchange of cash. 6th, next one. Rupees 9,000 received for rent. Received for rent. Okay? Again, the word received is given. It's a special word. Paid, received, deposited, withdrawn. If any special word is given, it's always a cash transaction. Is it clear? Next. Liability of rupees 15,000 is settled. What does it mean? Settled means indirectly we can say paid. Yes, do take care. Settled, even into bracket you can write paid for your own safety. Liability of 15,000 is settled. Again, a special word is given. Settled. So, it is a cash transaction because settled word is given. Settled word suggests that it is exchange of cash. 8th one. Receivable. what do we mean by receivable? First of all, what do we mean by receivable? Nothing else, the amount which we are going to receive from debtors. The amount which we are going to receive from debtors is known as receivable. In terminologies, we already studied all these things. Please go through terminologies at least once in a day. If you do it almost on a regular basis, within 3-4 days, you can easily come to know that almost 80% terminologies are very, very easy. So, do take care. If you don't go through it on a regular basis, it becomes definitely a problem for you. Okay? Now, next one. Another the same one. Receivable of 18,000 is received. Here, we are receiving the amount which was to be received. The word received is given. The word received is given. So again, it is a cash transaction. Is there any problem? Sure. Next one. An order received to supply goods of 10,000. An order received to supply goods of 10,000. It is non-economic. It is non-economic. Why is it so? Because when we are receiving an order, even in last session also I discussed, we are receiving an order does not mean that we are paying anything, we are receiving anything, we are giving goods, we are receiving nothing. Nothing is exchanged. Nothing is exchanged. For example, to a wholesale stationery shop, a wholesaler, I just called him and order to send 100 sets of 11th Commerce textbook, English medium. English medium, 11th Commerce, 100 sets of textbook. I just called him that please send me this many textbooks of 11th Commerce. He said, sir, it will take 5 days. For example, today is Monday. He said, sir, by Friday you will receive the books. I said, okay, no problem. Now here, I just talked to that person on phone. He also talked to me on phone. Is it okay? Just exchange of words, orders, commitment, agree. But I have not paid even a single amount, single penny to him. He has not delivered even a single textbook. So how can we say when nothing exchanged, actually it will not be an economic transaction. Okay? So this is non-economic transaction. I said, I already write, order received only into bracket. Nothing exchanged. Nothing exchanged. And because nothing is exchanged, obviously it is a non-economic transaction. Next one. A planning is made to buy an asset. A planning is made to buy an asset. Again a non-economic transaction. Why? Just because we made a plan. We decided. Suppose it's a partnership business, then the partners decided to buy a shop or an office or a factory shed. Depends on the type of business they are having. Clear? They just made a plan. They inquired that how much it costs to us, from where we manage the financial requirement. They just made some planning. Nothing exchanged again. So, again it is a non-economic transaction. The reason, only plan made, means nothing exchanged, again I can say. Okay? And the last one, a meeting arranged with salesman. Actually in textbook, it is given to enhance sales. With salesman, actually we used to have a meeting to increase our sales. To enhance sales, for discussion, a meeting is arranged with salesman. This kind of words are given. A meeting arranged with salesman. If we do arrange the meeting with the staff member, with outsider, with whomsoever. But again in meeting, just conversion of words, exchange of words. In meeting, no goods, no service, no assets, no money exchanged. Okay? This is a meeting of salesmen. If we arrange a meeting with suppliers, and we gave them orders, we place order during that meeting, then also it is non-economic transaction. Why? Because only order placed. We have not exchanged anything. Is that clear? So here, a meeting arranged with salesman, again it is a non-economic transaction because only meeting held, we have not exchanged anything during that meeting except the policy, the thoughts to increase our sales. Barabar sir? Is there any problem? These are the 10 transactions, 11 transactions rather. Let's go through it very quickly again. Why again? Because in textbook, the bifurcation is as per economic, non-economic, and we did it with cash or credit. Very quickly doing a revision and then moving further with some more interesting matters for practice purpose. Very quickly, first one, asset purchase for 10,000. Cash transaction, why is it so? Because partition is not given. Whenever purchase, sell, such words are given, always it's an economic transaction. Because purchase, sales, paid, received, all such things, all such words suggest exchange of something. Okay? See, purchase does not mean cash. Here also, say for example, here also purchase, it's a sales rather. Or here also purchase is given. It is not a cash transaction. But purchase, sold, such words always shows exchange of goods. So always it's an economic transaction. But in economic, the account wants to know whether it's a cash transaction or a credit transaction. And not only that, account always wanted to record the books of journal entries on the basis of this bifurcation. Okay? Because identification of cash and credit transactions are there. Rules are for that kind of transaction. Okay? So for you people it is very important to understand whether it's a cash transaction or credit transaction. Second, again the word purchase is given, but the name is given. Asset purchase from Radha for 12,000 on credit. Clear? Here it's a credit transaction because word credit is given. Let's again do the same. If I remove this, like this, asset purchase from Radha for 12,000. Then, again it's a credit transaction. But why? Because name is given. The rule will get changed. This is the first rule of credit transaction. If name is given, these words are not given, it will be second rule. But whether it is first rule or second rule does not make any difference. You must know whether it's a cash transaction or credit transaction. Third, Asset sold for 20,000. Again, no name is given, so you can say it is a cash transaction. Fourth, similar like second, name is given. At the same time, on credit is also given. Asset sold to Mira on credit for 22,000. So credit transaction, word credit is given. Very, very simple. Fifth, 8,000 paid for wages. 8,000 paid for wages. The special word, third rule of cash transaction. Whenever a special word is given in the transaction, shows exchange of cash, it is always a cash transaction if such word is given in the transaction. So here word paid is given, it's a cash transaction, paid is given. Rupees 9,000 received for rent. Again, word received shows exchange of cash between us and the person who kept our shop or building on rent, because we are receiving. For us, it's an income. Okay? Received word is given, so it's a cash transaction. Liability of 15,000 is settled here for expense or for income. Whenever the word settled is given, normally it shows exchange of cash. Here, this transaction means we paid liability of rupees 15,000. So paid means, again, it's a cash transaction, special word showing exchange of cash. Receivable of 18,000 is received. Receivable, the amount which we are going to receive from debtor, is known as receivable. Now, if we are receiving that amount, we can use the word receiving. So, received word shows exchange of cash between two parties. Again, cash transaction, received word is given. Last three, non-economic. An order received to supply goods of 10,000. Again, a non-economic transaction. Not again, the first one rather. Only order received, nothing exchanged. So non-economic. For non-economic, the character will remain same. When nothing is exchanged, nothing का मतलब શું છે? Goods, services, assets, money. Nothing exchanged. It's always a non-economic transaction. Next one, a planning is made to buy an asset. A planning is made to buy an asset. Again, we just made a plan, yet we have not purchased it. Okay? So non-economic, on the plan made. A meeting arranged with salesman to enhance our sales, to make some policy related to sales. Again, we are only arranging a meeting, exchange of words between us and salesman. So again, obviously, there will not be anything exchanged like goods, service, asset or money. So again, it's a non-economic transaction. Is there any problem? See, every time I am not going to do all transactions once again like today. Huh? This is for the first time, so we make revision also properly. Now it's your turn to write the same in your class work, not in that personal diary. Okay? Not only that, you are supposed to do some homework also. You are supposed to do some homework also. Yes, in homework, illustration 2 given on page number 28. In homework, illustration 2. Okay? On page 28. You have two options. One, just to do copy from the textbook, because The answer is already given. But take care. In answer, this column is entirely different. What we are writing is rule of identification. So I want you to write in that way, in the same way. Number, transaction, type and reason. Reason you can say rule also. Okay? So in first transaction they write cash increases as a reason. Here I am talking about second illustration. Actually, goods sold for cash rupees 500. Now here cash transaction. But here the reason is word cash is given. Word cash is given. Are you getting my point? So don't copy from the textbook. Don't copy. I will solve your doubts, don't worry. But don't copy from the textbook. Do it in this pattern. You are supposed to find the rule. Which rule is applied in this transaction? If it's a cash transaction, out of 3, which rule is applied? If it's a credit transaction, out of 2, which rule is applied? You have to write over here. What credit is given or party's name is given, somewhat like that. In cash transaction, you can write cash word is given for first rule. For second rule, you can write name is not given like this. For third rule, you can write special word paid is given, received is given, somewhat like that. If it is there in the question, in the transaction. Is it okay? This is your homework. Do it properly. If doubts, you are always welcome. But this is the initial phase. So, do it with utmost care. Okay? No corrections, no cancellations, neat and clean work and proper presentation. And as I write, you also do write in your classwork illustration number, even the page number of your textbook. Because you are not supposed to write the question every time. So if you write the page number, for you it is easy to find where the question is. Is that clear? Today, a very important session, starting something semi-practical we can say. Within 3-4 sessions, we switch over on a practical question. For that, this session and even next 1 or 2 sessions are extremely important. So please do solve it once, twice from your end. And if doubts, if queries, always most welcome. Till then, do concentrate in the concept, have confidence, be ready for practical questions and have a safe time. Take care of yourself. Okay?